He was the last country boy that lived the country ways. He was the last country singer who remembered the good old days. He was the last banjo picker to ramble in the woods. But when the country is all city, our country music will be no good. You can sing a dime store cowboys who ride the bronco machine. You can sing about the nightlife that breaks a couple's dreams. You can sing about the city life in designer jeans. But you'll be singing city music about city things. Oh, Americans, don't ever let that country music die. Oh, that country twice is everything. Don't kiss it all goodbye. It don't matter if we're living in the countryside or town. Just bring it back to Eden. Don't let the country down. No. Times they are a change.
Daniel Antopolsky's here. Acoustic Outlaw Volume 1 and Volume 2 is out now. The film about his life, which has been a very interesting life, The Sheriff of Mars, is due to be completed sometime this year. Meredith, Ochs, and Chris T. Hi, Daniel. Welcome.
Hello. How are you?
Thanks for joining us.
There's a rumor that Pancho and Lefty, you are Lefty.
I don't know if you can believe everything you hear, but I was with Townes on that
Townes Van Zandt.
Last trip we made, Townes Van Zandt. I was with him, and there was a big revival. We were staying in a hotel outside of Dallas, and there was a big revival, and you couldn't move your car. And so I said in the morning, Townes, we'll each write a song. I'll go outside under this oak tree, and you write a song inside, and a half hour, 45 minutes, we'll get back together, and whatever, we'll see. And so he wrote, of course, his was Pancho and Lefty, which became a very sort of a classic and was made into a movie.
One of the greatest songs of all time.
Country music, yeah. That's right. And I wrote that. I was really like a butterfly traveling, a really little young hippie, just a sidekick. And I wrote Sweet Loving Music. And Townes said, well, that's a pretty nice song, Daniel. If you ever make an album, won't you just name it Sweet Loving Music?
Wow.
So
here you are at the age of 64 and you're making it out
45 years later.
Yeah.
Right. What happened? I mean, why did you walk away from the whole outlaw country thing?
I can't.
When you did.
Oh, he's asking why did you walk away from outlaw country?
Oh.
When you did, you were traveling around. You were in this world that was burgeoning.
We were losing friends all the time with that wonderful, horrible habit, not horrible habit of needles,
heroin, which you were very much against.
And people were dropping off, and people were bass players. I said, Dennis, look at him; he's gotten so skinny. That said, and then he was gone. He didn't even know that it was such a thing as AIDS at that time.
Right.
Then it started coming, and I mean the competition, the music, and I was just never had my feet on the ground. And I said, I can't do this, and whatever it is, it's a rat race, and I'm going to...
So, I mean, was it just a case of the ambition that's sometimes needed to succeed at something like the music business?
Well, I sort of think about the old cowboys around the campfire. I mean, what's success? Success is that you have a nice song, you share it with someone, it makes someone feel feel good. We're all the same. I mean, whether we put, I think, musicians on certain kind of pedestals, of course, but if they can relieve someone's pain and make people happy, I understand that it's very important. But what everybody does is important. I mean, I think the world's like a mosaic, and every job is honorable. Every job, everything that everyone does. I mean, I can't see that when like a truck driver or a farmer goes home and kisses their daughter, kisses their children, hugs their wife, or whatever they do, and shows, and there's a lot of love, the PTA meetings, the baseball game. There's so many things we don't see. It's all over the world. It's like incredible, and there's something out there that's kind of love. Human beings have we have so much love to give that, and if everything has a price, I mean, of course we have to. Having that song, we all must, pay the bills, and all that's important. But so I try to write songs. I've always tried to write songs that capture what you feel, because what I feel, I know is what you feel, and in most things. And I wish. I mean, I drive a tractor. I have a big garden, and all that kind of stuff. But I say that's great. But the only way, my real vehicle to share with people. Of course, great vegetables are great, and I do. But it's the songs, maybe.
Well, but you mentioned how songs bring happiness and maybe relieve someone of their burdens, of their worries. But for the musicians, a lot of times, maybe it was the drugs that relieved them of their burdens and worries. And the question is a very classic one: would Charlie Parker have been Charlie Parker without drugs? Right? Would Townes Van Zandt have been the same guy without the drugs? You've been very close to it. What do you think of that?
Well, I've been off of that a long time. I've thought, well, you finally have to get to know yourself. You have to deal with yourself. It's so easy, and you see the whole political scene, everything. People are telling everyone what they should be doing.
Right.
You should do this. And really, I find that the first person I can correct, I have to try to find something within me that's not just right first before I can find that in someone, not before I can even communicate with someone else. So, I mean, I know the drugs are there, but, I've taken so many when I was young, and every time you go up, there's something to come down from. And it's seeing someone a nice smile. There's so many great things, and I don't know. Would they have been so great? I can't answer that.
Right, it's rhetorical, really. We'll never know.
Sometime in the life, is it great for someone like Janis Joplin or Jimi Hendrix to have gotten older?
No, yeah, of course.
Of course. It's a shame, but I mean...
Or even Townes, who got to live a bit longer, but you saved him a couple of times from...
Well, no, just
the one big time
major.
when he was dead, basically. He basically died.
Right. He was pronounced dead on arrival, and the doctor came out and said, well, if we wouldn't have got to him a minute earlier... later, we couldn't have been able to save him. So, but it wasn't really me. I mean, Townes would have done anything for anybody. I mean, everybody, when all of a sudden you're confronted with that, I never knew about mouth-to-mouth. You push in on
CPR.
the chest, and you push it when they can't breathe. You push in on the chest, and you blow in on the mouth. I mean, I knew that much. Kept going.
Good thing you knew.
Well, so we also recently lost Guy Clark, and there's that famous photo of you on Susanna Clark's porch. Susanna's, is she still with us?
No, she died.
She's gone.
Years ago,
so you're like the last man standing from that photograph.
Of that photograph,
the last
yes. But
person.
that's not, that was a photograph, and that was a very short time I was together with those people who were very wonderful, very wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I love a lot of songs of Giles.
And also a magnet for young songwriters at that time. Right, they drew people to this little circle of.
Right. Well, I was mostly drawn. Made friends with Townes and had several good trips with him, and then I was out when I went to Asia, and when I came back to America, I lost touch with most of my friends. I was in what do you call it? a screwball steak.
You were being a hippie. You were exploring and expanding.
No, but when I was such a hippie, maybe that get back to being finding my. I had to go maybe the other way around. I was always looking for a spiritual meaning or whatever. I was looking for something that became, and I had to become completely straight. And I was still crazy, and maybe until I met my wife,
Sylvia. You and Louise.
So when you, I mean, at some point you moved to the Bordeaux region, right, to France.
That's been 30 years almost.
And you still live there.
Right.
Is music always the through line for you? Is it always the touchstone and the one thing you can come back to when everything else is going on?
We had a big farmhouse, and my family could go to sleep, and I could be on the other side of the house upstairs in my little cubicle, in a little room, tiny little room, and I've written songs there for all those years, and sometimes I have a little dry spell. I'd write the song and sing it until I got it the way I wanted, and then move on to another song, or have a line. I'll be in the garden or on the tractor, and I get an idea for a song. And so I think maybe my mind was a little burned out from. I remember memorizing was never my thing, and so I didn't get to perform. I didn't perform. I didn't have a reason to memorize the songs. I didn't have many times to sing. So there's only a very few songs out of 400 or something that I can sing without a paper.
But that's a lot of songs.
But in front of anybody, I would need the paper because I get nervous.
Hey, well, Willie Nelson still has his lyrics on the teleprompter. I mean, we forget stuff.
So did Mozart.
That's right.
No, I mean, I don't know. No, anybody. No, you can be yourself. You don't have to be perfect. No one's perfect.
Thank you for saying that.
We have to look for the good in ourselves, and we have to see that our weaknesses. And we have to try to do the best we can, and hope to meet people along the way that are, we do the best for each other.
You got your guitar. Would you like to play a song for us? Because we'd love to hear one.
Yeah, you want a little.
Daniel Antopolsky's with us.
Yes, let me put one here. I got two black eyes where I can barely drag my feet. I done run into the tough guy on the street who was feeling mighty good, like a young bug through the woods, until I blew my fuse. Now I'm feeling mighty weak. No way you could get close to me. I'd blast it off into a blue eternity. At the end of the line, was alone took on my time, and them interest payments got the best of me. And I got sunstroked, I got half choked by the biggest and the meanest dude around. I got half-baked, I got my coals raked. I spin my wheels till they almost melted down. People tend to think they know it all. I wasn't any different, took a fall. Gone with the wind. I forgot about my friends. I forgot to take a drink when mercy called. I had a garden full of crops, but then I stopped. Woo! Started thinking on the bottom and not the top. And it was pinball machines. I was a joker in jeans, and it was far too late to even call the cops. And I got sunstroked, I got half choked by the biggest and the meanest dude around. I got half-baked, I got my coals raked. I spin my wheels till I almost melted down. Now if I've learned anything in life's game, and could do it all again a different way, I'd hesitate to sign my name on the line, I'd throw that line clear across the USA. 'Cause there's surprises in life, I like a sleigh ride on the ice. We can never know just what's around the bend. Ain't that the truth, friends? There's surprises in life, I like a sleigh ride on the ice. We can never know just what's around the bend. And friends, I know. And if you've been sunstroked, I'm talking about you now. If you've been sunstroked and had your dreams choked, friends, well, you're one of the folks who can better understand that even small oaks laugh at good jokes. And the thrill of life is just to go around. Hey, hey, and if you've been sunstroked, had your dreams choked, friends, well, you're one of the folks who can better understand that even small oaks laugh at good jokes. Ha 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 ha. And the thrill of life is just, and the thrill of life is just, and the thrill of life is just to go around. Do the best you can, friends.
Nice.
Daniel Antopolsky. Can you hang out with us for a bit?
Sure.
All right, good.
We got to find out why they call you Donut.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot to talk to you about. Augusta and travel and all that stuff. Acoustic Outlaw Volume 1 and 2 is out now. You can find more at thesheriffofmars.com. But we'll come back and talk some more and hear some more music.
Stay right there.
Last country singer who remembered the good old days. He was the last banjo picker to ramble in the woods. But when the country is all city, a country